Hey, good afternoon. As stated, my name is Captain Jesse Leeser. I'm the commander of the Detective Bureau of the Akron Police Department. The purpose of this meeting is I'm going to give you a brief outline and some of the facts and circumstances surrounding the in-custody death that occurred on Friday. Last Friday, August 25th, at approximately 21:55 hours, officers were dispatched to an aggravated robbery call that was reported to occur at 2274 10th Street Southwest in Kenmore. During that robbery, 3 individuals were listed as a possible suspect. A gun was used, and one of the victims was physically assaulted and pistol whipped. Officers responded to the scene and developed information that the suspects had moved and fled to 2230 7th Street Southwest. Officers responded to that location and were able to gain entry into the home and identified and located the 3 suspects. They were Xavier McMullen, 17 years old, Matthew Wayne Allen, 18 years old, and Anthony William Chris, also 18 years old. Officers took them into custody and placed them into 3 separate cruisers. Those officers on scene were still attempting to identify witnesses and locate evidence regarding the original aggravated robbery call. At one point, an officer approached his cruiser and observed that the individual who had been placed in the rear of it was now deceased. That individual appeared to, at that point, had been succumbed to a single gunshot wound to the head. Ambulance was called immediately for him as well. A .45 caliber weapon was located in the back seat of the cruiser. Akron police detectives, investigators from the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, representatives from the coroner's office, county and city prosecutors, as well as internal affairs detectives were called to the scene immediately. This is part of our standard protocol and procedure for officer-involved shootings and officer-involved in-custody deaths. Multiple witnesses were identified and confirmed that the victim, Xavier McMullen, was alone in the cruiser during this incident. No officers were near the cruiser at the time. I cannot confirm the manner or the cause of death. We're waiting on a report from the medical examiner's office. I will take some questions, but understand that this is still a continuing investigation. I cannot answer everything. Yes?
The officers that were involved, have they been placed on a leave right now pending this investigation?
No.
And did they check him? Do we know? Did they pat down for guns?
I cannot comment on that.
Was the gun a police-issued gun or a separate gun?
No, this was not a police-issued handgun that was located. Yes.
Was the individual handcuffed at the time?
Yes, he was.
If you can't comment on how the suspects were handled, placed in the cruiser, handcuffed or not, what is the proper procedure?
This is still a continuing investigation, so I don't want to comment specifically on how they addressed the suspects at the time.
And not that specific, but how should the department, how should the officers handle somebody suspected in a gun-related crime?
These circumstances are rapidly developing. Sometimes it's hard to place specifics on exactly what order everything should be done. What we do is we take a totality of the circumstances, we look at the whole scene, we analyze it, we interview all the witnesses, and then we'll come to determination if it was handled correctly.
Was he handcuffed to the front or the back?
I'm sorry?
It's not a normal procedure to pat down?
It all depends on the circumstances. It's hard just to say exactly every time you do it this way. It's a rapidly evolving situation. You have a limited amount of officers with 3 suspects possibly armed. You can handle it different ways, but I don't want to go into it.
Just 2 questions. So how many officers were involved in making the arrest? And since the report was that a gun was used, it was an armed robbery, and someone was pistol whipped, they were aware that the suspects might be armed?
Yes, there's at least 6 officers involved on the scene. And yes, they were. Yes.
Congressman.
Go ahead.
The gun found with the victim, the same gun used in the pistol whipping?
I can't describe if it was the same weapon or not, but a weapon was located with him. Yes.
Was he handcuffed in the front or the back?
He was handcuffed behind.
Was it the same type of gun, a .45 caliber, that was used in the other crimes?
Similar description, yes.
So .45 caliber or something?
Well, the caliber usually, the color and the description of it is similar, yes.
And he was found with the handcuffs still behind his back?
Yes. One last question?
How much time elapsed between the gunshot that the 10 officers got to the victim?
We're still working on that, determining the length of time, identifying when witnesses stated it occurred, and then the response by the officers, but we're still working on that. All right.